bro.
I pulled out a booger that was 6 feet long. Boogers.
Why do you remember?
Boogers.
I'm gonna see that with my siblings one. That's my next one. I'm doing a sibling podcast with me, Lil Mike, and Kiki.
Man, I remember.
But I went downstairs to watch TV. I pulled down a booger and I said, beefy. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of No Filtr Podcast, where we are making the uncomfortable comfortable. I am your host, Lotta, and I have a special guest. We go back like a Cadillac on a flow flat. My girl Raven. Ooh, pew 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 pew.
Pew pew pew. Both flats like a Cadillac.
Both flats like a Cadillac. I've been trying to get Raven to be on my podcast since I've been saying I'm gonna have a podcast, and I wanted her on there because she is so smart. She is very intelligent.
Gratitude.
I admire her. I've been trying to have a lot of people I admire on there. So shout out to Mashara. She was dope as fuck last episode.
Yes,
Still doing
them
numbers on them broke ass hoes. I don't even know why I said that. I gotta calm down.
Because she was.
My ex used to be like, he'd be like, you so aggressive. And I'm like, I don't know, you know?
It's just all a part
of like I know how to be feminine, but it's like I always got a DMX some shit like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you mean, talking about
DMX.
So it's like, damn, my next nigga gotta appreciate me, my feminine ways, but me like, you know, that shit. But
I almost did the DMX doggy growl with you.
And this is why I had to have her on my. You on a new season. Not that old shit, not that whack shit I used to. I'm sorry to call my episodes whack. I did not like my old podcast. I told everybody that. It wasn't whack, it's just, it ain't even, I don't know how to explain it. Just know back then hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot hoes all on me type shit. I'm coming out like that, you know. I'm starting to listen to a little bit more podcasts too. I have really bad ADHD. I don't even listen to my motherfucking podcast. I just send it to my friends and be like, tell me how I did type shit.
There you go.
Because I cannot just sit and listen to it. And that's fucked up that I'm admitting it. Because there's people who's like, how the fuck do you expect to get bigger and better if you don't listen to your shit? That's what I pay people for, bitch. With my minimum wage. I'm not even there yet, but I can feel it. I can feel it. But like I said, my girl's special to me. She is like the first person I named my best friend when I first moved out here. I'm going to tell you how I connected to you because I don't know if you got bad memories. Shout out to Raven Brown. When I first came to Northeast, she was like, you remind me of Raven Brown because I was so fucking funny. And I'm still fucking funny.
Who was Raven Brown?
Oh my God.
You talking about, who was Raven Brown? Hold up, you talking about Raven Brown? She light skin?
Yes.
With the I know who you talking about. Her cousin used to live across the street from me, Alan.
Yes.
That was my dog.
How do you not remember that? You gotta remember.
Yeah, Alan
Raven.
was my dog. Yeah, I remember Raven. I just didn't know that's who you was talking about.
But the crazy part is, it's like Grand Rapids is really small because she was leaving to another school. I came in. I just met up with this, going back to this. I was at Shelly's working, and I caught up with this Dominican dude. I don't even know if you remember him. And he like, Lil Donald? And I'm like, I don't remember you. He like, you don't remember me? I'm like, no. And he was like, David? And I'm like, he like from Northeast. I'm like, Keon, no, bitch, you remember shit. You got bad memory like Brianna, bro. They memory is horrible. Like
you talking about Northeast?
Yes, bitch. I remembered him after he said that. He was a Dominican dude. He was like, I remember he said when he first came out here, I said to him, he had every class with us too, bro. Miss Barakama class, all that shit. He was like, you used to be so funny, man. I remember you told me you cute, but you got a little fat stomach. I don't know what made me tell him that.
Who was you talking about?
He Dominican. David Vasquez.
Okay, you're gonna have to show me a picture.
Oh my God, you suck if you don't.
Yeah,
I mean, he was one of them quiet dudes, but if you was to go back to our memories and just remember who was in our home class that year, 7th grade year, he's one of the people who was there. I know. And I don't even think he remembered you because when I was trying to bring you up one time, he was like, yo, she used to piss me off so fucking bad. She was such a bitch. And I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? Raven was not a bitch. She was the one standing up to the bullies and shit.
What?
But
I probably was back then, though.
No, bro. I showed him a picture. He said, "Oh no, that's not her."
Oh, good, because I'm like, damn,
you such an asshole. No, he don't remember this. Shout out to David. Shout out to Monique Tate, man. R.I.P. to her.
Shout out to Monique.
Yeah, you
Shout
know, back in the
to
days
her.
when you used to call like kids like your my son and my mom. That was my Ashley Barnett. You probably don't remember her, do you?
I do remember her. She
was a little off. Now that I'm
Hold
thinking,
up.
I'm grown.
If I'm thinking about who you talking about, did she have like this little thing on her nose?
I don't know. She had bubble eyes.
I don't know, but I thought she was so pretty. She used to have some good hair.
Yep, she did have good hair.
Yep.
It was always all over her motherfucking head, but all of our hair. Well, not yours. You was always Becky with the good hair.
Look here, why I gotta be Becky though?
You was always Selena, the trap Selena with the good hair.
Oh, look. See, honestly, I feel like Northeast was like the best time ever.
Yes,
like that was the best school year. I remember drum class. Like I played every instrument. Like I played the drums. I played the clarinet.
I only did clarinet, and you did. Everything. I used to switch instruments every time. Like
everything.
Bitch, come back to clarinet. You started with clarinet with me and Emma. Remember, Emma was my girl. That's how I know. That's how I know he really knew who I was, because he said, "Do you hang with that girl you used to hang with? She's El Salvadorian." I remember she was a Salvadorian, and it was some creepy shit going on in their house. It was like, I don't play that demonic shit when I'm young.
Oh damn.
So she was saying some shit that where it's like, "Oh, we have to cast something out," telling me that, and I'm just looking like being a young black girl is so, we could be ignorant as fuck. I'm like, y'all weird as fuck, get this shit.
Because we don't know different cultures, and that's what I feel like. We didn't know how to put respect on different cultures.
We don't. That is so true. We don't.
Yeah,
and I was listening to a podcast where this African man was just like, in foreign people, mostly he was talking about Africans. He said, y'all need to respect coming to their country too. Like they don't know, just like you don't know. So it's like we need to respect each other both ways, but we are ignorant black people. Bro, we are horrible.
The thing is, we are growing though.
Yeah, we are.
And I definitely want to shine some light on that, because I do think that we do some ignorant shit, but I do think that like the world is waking up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we're, I would love for us to transition and start carrying ourselves different, so people don't look at us like we ignorant and stupid. You know what I mean?
I be trying.
Yeah,
I be trying. When I go on my rants with different shit, we gonna get into that, but I definitely be. Speaking of that, as you're saying, we're growing as black people. I just seen this on my Instagram on the Shade Room. Everything they post on the Shade Room is demonic, but it be real sometimes, and they be shedding the light on some good shit. So I think they said Target, since the DEI, Target has went down $1 billion, I believe.
Drastically.
I might be wrong with the numbers. People can't wait to go in comments now that I'm getting views and shit. And say some shit. So yeah, you guys can put it in the comments, because I don't know. But they just they're suffering without us. They not like us.
Tesla's going down too.
They not like us. What's going down?
Tesla
Really?
going down big.
Well, they going down big not because black people, right? They're going down big because they got fucking robots killing us and shit.
Oh, well, look, I don't know about that part.
Yeah, no, this is a celebration for us, because, the shit with Target, how they did us, and it's like, we not shopping there. Jessica just told me, Jessica one of them people who literally shop at Target all the time. That bitch on her day off, Target, when she has to go somewhere fast, Target. She was like, bro, I saved so much money not going there as much. So, shout out to black people not fucking with us. Shout out to people who are not black and not fucking with it because of how they did us.
See, so I heard that the DEI thing was like more so of like eliminating the gay rights of like the pronouns and like I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
You could be very wrong, because they gonna celebrate them motherfuckers to the T. Nothing against y'all, but they gonna celebrate them.
That's what I heard, but I could be wrong.
I don't think they're ever gonna go against them.
Yeah, that's what. Well, he just stopped the whole.
Whoa, Trump. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot
only he, she now, so they stopped that.
Do you think that's bad? This is so uncomfortable.
Absolutely not. I don't think it's bad. I mean,
that they stopped it?
No, I don't think it's bad. I mean, to each their own. Everybody can do their own thing. I have nothing against, people lifestyle. You can do whatever you want to do, but at the end of the day, there's only two.
Yeah.
There's only two. So
I'm so glad as a server I didn't get one of them people who's like, I'm a she. Cause at Shelly's, I can say what the fuck I want. This ain't no corporate shit. I can cuss you out and have my job tomorrow.
Period.
So I don't mind.
Shout out to Shelly's.
Yeah, that's why I love Shelly. Shout out to my motherfucking other job. Cause I was in Dallas working at American Airlines and coming home and I could pick up a Shelly shift. So I fuck with him. Shout out to the new owner. I'm so blessed. I can just say that. I'm blessed to have dope ass people in my life. No matter what I go through, I'm blessed. Like they said, it ain't about what you know, it's about who you know. And I know some motherfucking people and I'm only going up. But, like I said, fast forwarding, hold on. I always get fucked up with these. But like I said, moving forward, they didn't know. Y'all, this is who I named Skylar's godmom. I have to shout that out. That's very important.
Because I did give her name.
She gave my daughter her name. And how many kids you got now?
6. No, I'm just kidding. I got 4.
That's like 6.
It feel like 10.
When you multiply that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
God,
it feel like 10.
You said 4? You got how many boys and how many girls?
I got 1 boy and 3 girls.
Papa Bear is the Papa Bear, and he's the firstborn.
That's
my niece just had a baby. Shout out to Nana. I just told her this story.
Hold up.
Nana just had a baby. That baby's so pretty.
Nana had a baby?
Yes, 23.
Nana is 23.
Yes. We the aunties. Ariana, Marty daughter.
She had a baby.
She just had her first baby.
Hold up, but her son had a baby too, right?
Yep, he just had his like
a couple
2 years ago.
Yep,
okay. 2-3 years ago. Oh. So they're siblings. They the first great grandkids of Lolo's.
Oh. Y'all gotta do that picture when you do the generations.
I know.
Y'all got to.
Marty the first child, and then her first son had the first grandson, and her first granddaughter had the first granddaughter. Great granddaughters of Lolo, yeah.
Marty was my dog.
You know what's crazy? I told Nana that story. Literally just told her this. I said, man, Raven told me one time she had to cut her hair when her son was born because he almost choked off it. Do you remember that?
Because he almost choked off my hair?
Your hair. One time he was like, I cut my hair because my son was almost choking off it.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Because when babies are babies, you're going to find your hair in their poop and they, yes.
I was like, what? I was thinking like, that's not bald head problems, I don't got to deal with that shit.
You was silly as
Yeah, because I was like, and I just told her that I always just be remembering little shit and I carry it on. It just be little shit that you spread.
That's funny.
Little shit.
Yeah,
but
that's my baby.
Do your kids have a godmom?
They do not.
Why?
That's a good question. I don't know. I never even thought about it, to be honest with you.
You know what's crazy? They don't take godmoms like serious how they used to. Mm-hmm. I had a dope ass godmom in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Last time I seen her, she came from my open house. Mm-hmm. And I ain't see her before that since I left to Chicago. Mm-hmm. From Chicago. Mm-hmm. So 10, and she came to support me when I was 18. I'm like, they don't take that serious. A godmom to me is a person like if I was to pass away or anything was happening to me, you're going to your godmom type shit, not the
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the only thing I regret because ladies, please pick a child's father who if anything was to happen to you, he can take the responsibility and raise your fucking kid. Stop picking a nigga just to pick a nigga because none against my child's father. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, Terry this, Terry that. But I'm not about to say he can't raise my kid alone. I think he just needs a strong woman and help, and It's just more details to it. Like, our morals is different. Like, I be stressing real bad. Like on the first episode, let me go back to the first episode. I'm going to go back to other shit too. But first episode from the new season, I was like, man, I got depression. I had depression. I didn't want to do nothing. My depression was not because like I'm heartbroken. My depression was more so like all my friends, my close friends have been at their jobs for like 10 years or more. I've always had jobs. I'm a hustler, but I'm the type, man, you pissed me off. Fuck you in that job. Out of there. And I'm going to get another great job. And I'm going to get another great job. And I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I want a career job, but I don't want to work. Like, I'm that shit fucking mentally fucks me up where I just be confused because I'm not where I want to be. Then you see social media to ruin your image. Like, I need to be pushed this far. Like, yeah. So that was my depression, but now we fast forwarding it. People don't go back to the godmoms. People don't pick godmoms like smart no more. They just pick it by population shit. Like I picked you because I'm like, she's gonna care for my kid if something happened to me.
Anything.
That's why I picked her. Like,
yeah, for sure.
We not like how we was before, but that's why. Like, I'm like, she has to be like that for me. So stop picking god moms that y'all just think is just people to name. No, get a motherfucker that's gonna be there when that child is sick. Anything. Like, that's the next parents. That's god exactly mom. It's a spiritual thing. She was there when my baby got Christian. None against Diamond. I forgot she was I ain't got nothing against Diamond, but I named. No, you remember that was Terry picked Diamond for her godmom too. You was like, you used to be like, I don't give a damn. I'm still the real godmom. Yeah, like, period. But nothing against Diamond. You know what I'm saying? She was there, whatever. But like I said, godmoms are not the same.
That's why I probably don't have one.
Really?
Yeah, none of my children have a godmom.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what, though? They have an amazing father. So if anything happens to me, they're very well taken care of.
You know what? That's more blessings than anything. I respect that shit.
Very well taken care of.
So Raven has a business. We're going to talk about your business. That's why we got these sea moss. And what else we got here?
Those are both sea mosses, but they're just different flavors.
Different flavor sea moss. So I always have people who be like I'll be like, oh, I just got some sea moss. They be like, is it the fake sea moss? What the fuck is fake sea moss?
That is so funny that you said that. So let's talk about that. So that's really cool. So the thing is, it's not really fake sea moss. It is fake sea moss. Don't get me wrong. It just like there's fake, you can, genetically modify anything these days. So there is genetically modified sea moss where they're trying to make it in pools and stuff, but sea moss comes from the ocean. So it grows on rocks and it comes from the ocean. Now, there's different kinds of sea moss. You got the Irish sea moss, you got the Jamaican sea moss, and then we have Chondrus crispus sea moss.
Is it different benefits of the different sea moss?
So I'm happy you asked that question. So the reason why we use Chondrus crispus sea moss is because Chondrus crispus cleanses the lymphatic system.
What's the lymphatic system?
So the lymphatic system is just like how your blood veins and go throughout your whole body. Your lymphatic system is just like that. It's your liquid immune system, and it's just like your blood veins in your body. Like they're literally lymph nodes all throughout your body. So so that's why we use Chondrus crispus, because that's what Dr. Sebi recommends was Chondrus crispus when he said sea moss, and then everybody just went to the first thing that they saw and they got the gold kind.
So what is the fake sea moss?
So the fake sea moss would be something that's like genetically modified, grown in pools.
Oh, just
you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't knock anybody that has like the gold sea moss or the Jamaican sea moss. I still believe that they all still have the 92 minerals out of the 102 in the human body. The difference between the Chondrus crispus and the Jamaican or the Irish moss is the lymphatics cleanse. So it cleanses the lymphatic system.
I want that. I don't want the other shit.
Yeah. See, that's why we recommend
you said what?
Chondrus crispus.
Chondrus crispus.
Yeah.
I'm about to be talking to Shelly like I know some shit.
It don't even look like what Irish moss looks like. It literally looks completely different. It's almost like a seaweed flower type of look.
How long you been messing with the sea moss?
So we've been on sea moss since probably like 2017 when my last, Amor was born. So that's when we got heavy on it. So
what made you say you're a holistic girl, right? Do you call yourself a holistic girl?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so what made you describe transition everything?
Absolutely. So honestly,
because wait,
go for it.
You gotta let them know. You was with that shit back in the days. You was a gutter. Like, don't. Everybody know about Raven. Okay? I remember one time a girl said, that's the girl who stabbed the girl, Ooh, so, you had a past. And motherfuckers don't know that. Who I stabbed? You don't remember nothing about your past. You can see that hoe today and be like, I don't know anything about her. I wouldn't know who that girl is if she walked down the street.
Dang, who I stabbed?
Bro, you used to have a lot of fights.
I did, but I don't remember.
A lot. And did you ever lose a fight?
I do feel like I lost a fight before. It was my first fight. I remember, man.
It was that fat girl,
Helen.
Mary.
Nope, it was Helen.
Helen. Yep. I just seen that bitch at Texas Roadhouse. I can't even call her fat no more. She got that Ozempic shit and skinnier than me, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
That's so funny. That's so funny. No, that was the first one, and I was a kid. I was
But she was bigger than you, though.
Yeah, and she was like 2 graders older.
You know what's crazy? My ex said she chased him.
Oh, yeah,
and they was in high school. You pussy asshole. But look.
No, that was the only one, though, and it never happened again.
I'm glad I got my last 2 guests. Well, you and my guest before Mashara. I love that y'all has transitioned into different boss-ass, dope, amazing women. And y'all got a pass.
Yeah, because I'm still lost. Like, who did I stab?
You still don't know who you stabbed. I don't even know.
Dang.
It was the Woodfield days, though.
Oh! See, we was getting jumped. That's what happened. I'm like, who did I stab?
Wait, it's a difference now. I was getting jumped, so I stabbed the bitch.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Asia Baker. That's the only person who's ever jumped in any one of my fights when I've been jumped. Shout out to my sis Asia. Like, I swear to God, hell yeah, that's my dog. Yeah, like,
y'all always thought y'all looked alike.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Like
yeah,
she was wink.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to her.
Asia.
We was just going to her house to make some pancakes, I think, one day. It was, going to watch the Pistons game and eat some sunflower seeds.
God is good. I like her. So go back to that. What made you transition?
Yeah, so that's a good question. What made me transition? So probably my kids. I can't really say like what, was like the trigger point. It wasn't nothing that.
Because you don't smoke or drink.
So I don't smoke or drink like that. I ain't perfect by no means.
Yeah.
I definitely smoked for a very long time.
Yeah.
I probably introduced it to you.
Yeah. Look at my face. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of weed and a lot of shit until Raven. I used to be like, what the fuck? And now that I'm older, I realize like I am so blessed with 2 parents and I had like a really good life. We just stayed in the hood, but I'm blessed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did not realize how blessed I was. How I look at a lot of you bitches. Not none against you.
No,
but you
was there when I was going through it. So maybe that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just being like, in that situation and not having nowhere to go, not having no support, not being close to my family like that during a young age. Yeah. I feel like
fucked up.
It was hard. That shit was hard.
Yeah.
So as a kid, you just trying to make it. I was like in survival mode all the time.
You never felt like you had nobody to go to?
I had you when me and you was cool, but not for real. Aww. Yeah, like I mean that Lolo was my dog. Like I'm very, very grateful for Lolo.
Yeah.
My
family still say that. They always it be the people who they gonna bring up like that was her realest friend. That's the real friend. Da, 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 da. They say that about Brianna, of course, because Brianna is just like you. Like, y'all some writers. Jessica's my sister, so I can't say she's a writer's sister, but it's like the friendship-wise, I never get a you or Brianna ever again. You are different from Brianna. It's weird, but y'all real as fuck. But I never get that again, so I'm grateful.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that just, being just out here, just wanting to see a different life. Like you said, like, you want, as you grow older, you just want to evolve, what I mean? And I started smoking when I was young. I was like, how old are you when you were a freshman? Like 13 years old? 13, 14?
I was like 14.
Yeah. I was nickel and diamond back then. So I was a kid doing all the wrong shits.
Bad lady.
Okay, period.
You are.
Seriously. So
a different breed.
Yeah. So basically, I just wanted to change my lifestyle. And honestly, it's more so, my husband is really big into health. And he... when you get a certain person around you, and that's what
I'm going to bring y'all back on here together.
Oh, yeah,
because
for sure.
What's dope about y'all is I actually watch you when you first started dating him. And you have all your kids by your man. Y'all been through it. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Shout out to Michael.
Yeah, you got to pick the right person to go through it.
Yes. And y'all grow through it. The fuck wrong with y'all? Tell us about your business, though. Go.
Yeah. So, the business is No Capacity. We started off, No Capacity basically means like there's no limitations to your mind, body. So, no limitations to health, you know what I mean? Knowledge, power, all of that. So, I would say that it started in 2017 actually. That was the first time I like made my website. So I wanted the website to initially be like everything positive to kind of just boost your, mentality. So whether it's a shower curtain and it said, I am powerful, or it's, a towel, I don't care. Like I wanted just merchandise that will uplift you everywhere you looked in your house. And then we made clothing as well, and it really didn't do numbers like I thought. I really didn't know what I was doing.
You
I made
always
my
have
own
good ideas, though. You've been like
I
that
thought
for
it
a
was.
long ass time.
Yeah, I thought it was for sure. But I just didn't really do numbers, and I didn't really know how to market myself. You know what I mean? And it was more so for mental health than anything. You know what I mean? Like, how can I transform my thought process so I don't have this, negative outlook on life, I didn't want to, just because I had like a messed up like high school lifestyle, like I didn't want to carry that on. So I just wanted to mentally transform my energy, and energy is powerful. That shit is invisible. So you don't really realize the energy that you're carrying sometimes,
This makes so much sense.
You don't realize it. You don't realize that you're carrying bad energy, know, sometimes. So, it was just about transforming my energy and making sure that I stuck to, what was going to help me grow, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, all of that. So, and then eventually it ended up going into, for mental health, it had to go into what you put inside your gut, because, I think it's like 85% of what you consume, like your real first brain is in your gut.
Okay, that's why you wanted to. Oh, my bad. That's why I was like, I texted you and I was like, hey, what is something you want to talk about? You was like, I want to bring up what you consume sticks with you mentally, physically, and spiritually. Is that what you said?
Absolutely,
Am I right?
Absolutely.
Explain that more.
Yeah. So everything that you eat. So the reason why, so I did go vegan for a little bit.
That's why I asked you one time when you came to Shelly's. I was like, "What you eating?" That was a.
I did go vegan for a little bit. So in 2017, I think that's when we had went vegan. And it was an amazing journey. Like you can tell, like your brain fog goes away, like your mental clarity is completely different. Your energy levels, boost, like everything, like you feel spiritually clean. You know what I mean? Like it's really a cleanse. But little stuff started happening. Like my teeth got sensitive, like literally, like I couldn't drink cold drinks, and
When you went vegan?
Yep, when you go vegan. And
you a lot of side effects of vegan?
Absolutely.
What the fuck?
And you know what? A lot of vegans have side effects, and they don't talk about that shit.
I have never heard this.
Man, vegans
not
be
even
lying.
In the shade room.
They be lying. And I'm just not one of those people. So now I don't put no label on it. I'm a conscious eater.
Do you still eat pork?
Heck no.
So pork is a no-go?
Absolutely not.
How long have you not ate pork?
I ain't ate pork in probably over a decade.
Damn, I need to let the pork go.
Yeah,
Them pig feet and chillins be calling the real one.
Ooh, not the chitlins, honey. No, baby.
I'm going to tell my mama stop cooking that shit.
Yes, please, not the chitlins.
So pork is a no-go. For here on out, I'm going to try my hardest to be done with pork. I'm going to try. I just started my calorie is it deficit?
Yeah, the thing is, pork is a carcinogen. So that's really why. So this is, so back to transforming energy. So basically, the reason why why I went vegan is because when you think about like cattle or a cow or whatever, like how they're killed. Like if you were to actually watch a video, they can shoot a cow in the head and that motherfucker is still alive. Okay, like when you see a cow, the way that they go through, that's
where the energy come in at.
The energy, okay, you got to remember that. So it doesn't die.
I didn't even think of that.
It doesn't die. It only transforms from one form to another. So when that cow is, cut open, and sliced and everything, and you get that chunk of meat, you're going to be able to see that blood, the pulse still going through that meat for the first couple of hours because it still has energy inside that meat. That energy is carried over. So all that trauma, all that fear, all that, that the cow
Shut
had to
the
go
fuck
through,
up.
knowing that it's here to be slaughtered. You know what I mean? Knowing that it just watched its cattle or, its child slaughtered for the same reason, or its friend slaughtered. Like all of that depression, anxiety, fear, that all goes in your body.
I never thought that you were going to break down the energy in this kind of way.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that all goes in your body.
Okay,
yeah.
well, that pig probably died in a fucked up way, so it's like we eating.
Yes, absolutely.
Trauma.
And it's eating its own
so we're
shit.
eating trauma.
Yes, depression, anxiety.
Off the animal.
Yes. It's literally just transforming from one form to another.
I never heard of this.
Right into your body.
Nobody.
Yeah, they don't break that stuff down. So that's really why I stopped eating. That's why I went vegan. Now I'm more so intentional about what I consume. Mm-hmm. So I do still eat turkey and I do eat chicken and I eat fish. So I'm not really like, I'm a conscious eater. I'm not I'm not a vegan. I don't, and when I do consume meat, I consume very little. So it's like in condiments. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So our sides outweighs the meat.
What is a normal meal for you at home?
So like say for instance, if, for one, all of our meat is halal meat. So like from where, how they pray over the meat, they actually care for the animals. You know what I mean? They fully drain the blood. Like they don't, they really take care of their animals. They love on their animals.
What's the brand of that?
It's, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm saying it right, it's halal meat. And basically it's, prayed over meat before they actually slaughter it.
What are they, Christians?
No, it's Muslims, if I'm not mistaken. That's like how, but different traditions do it. Like African traditions do it, you know what I mean? Like free range, cows and stuff like that. Now they're starting to do like free range or grass fed cows, you know what I mean? Or free range chickens.
How do you think those people that live off those animals, those Congo people that be eating the animals, cooking it on the thing, how do you think they are surviving still?
Shoot. What you mean? They getting that protein.
Yeah, but they getting that bad energy.
See, but it's not though, because they're actually, this animal is in the wild.
Yeah.
It's enjoying its natural state of life.
Oh.
That ain't bad energy.
So even if it died, it's like the way tortured, it wasn't in
tortured.
The wild.
Yeah, it wasn't tortured. That's why like when you go deer hunting, it's supposed to be like a certain area on that deer that you hit for it to taste a certain way.
Have you been hunting before?
No, I can't wait though.
I want to go hunting.
I'm definitely gonna go one day. Yeah, I'm gonna take some classes for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely something I want to do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just all energy. So I just make sure I'm conscious about what I consume and how I consume it. You know what I mean? Very intentional about the way I do things. Back to like the CMOS. When it comes down to energy, I don't make CMOS if I'm not, high vibrating. Mm-hmm. If I'm having a bad day, I'm feeling down and out, I'm not making CMOS because energy transforms from one form to another. I don't want to give bad energy in my product, So I take it very serious.
So holistic to you is what?
That's a good question. Because honestly, you did say, am I a holistic girl? And I mean, I went with it, but...
Yeah, that's why I'm like, so how you're breaking it down, I'm getting more so like energy...
Absolutely.
...of what you eat. Like, you have to watch what you're eating because you don't know how that went down and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, you're telling me you buy the brand that prays over their meat. Yes. Like, that's different as fuck. Now it's making my brain go deeper. Like, damn, now I gotta put this on the grocery shelf.
Yeah.
Prayed over meat and shit.
Yeah, the Mediterranean market on 44th and Kalamazoo, like, all of their meat is like that.
Okay, thanks for
all
saying
of their
that.
meat is like that, yeah. So that's like, I'm real big on local
chicken
markets.
And all that
yep,
stuff?
all of it. Go all of it.
Do they got food stamps?
They sure do.
Not saying I got that.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, come on now. If you can get over.
Of course, but I don't like.
You work hard.
Listen,
you pay taxes too.
I don't mind getting over. I'm gonna ride the system. I'm gonna ride that motherfucking system. Okay. That ain't something I'm. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm very blunt about that. Mm-hmm. I just can't do it because they too fucking nosy. You got to do too fucking much now.
Oh yeah, you do.
And I cannot deal with that shit. I'm like, I'd rather work hard. And my mom encourages me. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to do it, because my mom a very private person. That is the most private person I ever met in my life. So she like, if you don't want to say report this and report that. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Get it through your job. You blessed. Amen. I don't fuck with them.
I love
I
that.
was just riding the system, but I cannot ride the system no more. They do too fucking much.
I feel
you gotta do checkups. You gotta do this. Bitch, I work too hard to even come in and send this motherfucking paperwork.
Excuse me.
So I can't deal with them. But
no, I feel you.
Besides the CMOS, what else does your business offer?
So, we also have a calisthenics gym. So we're out,
gym.
you know. Yep, it's like a personal little gym.
And that over there on 36th Street?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to send me and Lolo in there.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. So we have a little calisthenics gym where, you know, you just doing all body weight. You know, and then we also have a sauna room and a jacuzzi as well, so you can kind of.
Y'all got a jacuzzi in there? Girl, that's home. Just put it in your house. Fuck the business.
Swear to God, I wake up, I take my kids to school, and I get ready at the office.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I need to go in there.
You do, absolutely.
I drive past there every dang gone day. I don't never go in there. I think I see you talking today too. I was like, hey, girl. But I'm like, don't be ghetto. I swear I was like, hey, girl. And then I drove by too fast. I'm like, forget about it.
That's funny. I was only there for a quick minute to get a out-of-state order together. But, yeah, I definitely, I'm just big on energy. So it's just all about transforming your energy. So exercising that releases so much, you know. It gives you serotonin. So anything that can help, you know, enhance your mental, you know, is what I kind of recommend. And it's basically a self-healing center. So I am not, so when you say like, am I a holistic girl? I'm not the healer. You know what I mean? That's why I don't really call myself like a herbalist, because I'm not the healer.
It's too much with this shit.
Yeah.
Herbalist, holistic, they ain't the same fucking thing.
Basically, but like, you know, like it can all be different, but it's just like, I just don't like to put labels on it. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't put no labels on it because it's, you know, people get serious about it. You know,
trust me, I didn't ran into some shit.
Yeah, they get too serious about it. Like, you can't eat this, you can't do that, you got to do it this way. I'm not one of them. Okay, I do everything in moderation. Everything is supposed to be a balance. You know what I mean?
Have you ran into people like that yet?
Oh yeah,
y'all bump heads?
Nah, absolutely not. Yeah.
They seem like they're very judgmental.
Oh let them.
Yeah.
Let them.
I don't give a damn. I eat some pork in front of their ass.
Go ahead.
But I'm trying to stop eating pork for real now that you said all that.
Yeah.
I don't need no traumatized animal in my motherfucking life.
Well, the thing is, pork is just the dirtiest animal.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? But chicken is the stupidest. So come on now. You
Damn,
know what I mean? So
win for shit.
you can't. We can't.
I'm about to get a garden.
You know what I mean? I think chicken is like 1-2 points away from being a carcinogen, just like bacon.
Damn.
So yeah, and then like it's like so much like chicken feces.
I'll be confused when I see the home raised chicken, all the other shit that they be having on it. Like, what the fuck? Now I don't know what to get. What is this? Like, put non-hormonal.
The Amish chicken. You want to do the Amish chicken, if anything. You know what I mean? Them people, they take care of their animals.
You gonna have me going to 44th Street shopping happy as hell.
Yeah.
Getting this shit off me. That's what we're here for. We're spreading this knowledge.
Absolutely.
Journey, take your ass to that store over there now. So, off that, we have a random question game. Put that on there.
Remember, my man.
We are going to ask the random questions.
Go for it.
Before we get out of this nasty thing, the first random question that we have for you is: do you believe that there is a cure for AIDS?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you think they're hiding it because the pharmacy, like they're making so much money off the pharmacy? That's the reason.
There's a cure for everything. There's a cure for cancer. There's a cure for AIDS. There's a cure for everything.
I know, God forbid, if I was to ever come sick, I'm like, I don't want to go to y'all doctors. I'm going to you. I know you saying you're in the healer, but I'd rather go through you than fucking chemo. It seems like as soon as they get out of chemo, I'm like, God damn. Nothing against them, though. But I'm just saying, like...
She is something else.
No filter. I'm sorry, y'all. Nothing against... My dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can say this, you know, but...
Nah, shout out to him.
Shout out to my
Mr.
dad.
Jackson
He had cancer, but, you know, he came out of chemo. I was just like, what the fuck? You know, it was kind of weird.
It's a whole nother lifestyle. Like, that to even, like, burn... you know, the cells, it's just ridiculous because you're also killing the good, you know, cells as well. So it's just not something that I recommend, you know what I mean? But who am I to say that I don't recommend it and I never had it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I thread lightly on that type of stuff because to each their own. I know what route I would take, you know, but
I know what route I take too now.
You know what I mean? But everybody, you really have to put yourself in a mental space for you to cure anything. Your body will tell you certain symptoms, you know what I mean? And if you have to cleanse your body, you have to listen to them symptoms, you know what I mean? Or you gonna catch it too late, you know? So it's just like little stuff that I notice like about myself, and I just be like, hold up, I ain't, you know, where this come from?
So now that you saying that, this is a quick question. You ain't gotta get on, we ain't gonna get deep into this. So you think that's why they killed Dr. Sebi then?
So his kids did go online and they said that they didn't kill him, that he basically died from starvation, if I'm not mistaken, because he thought,
I never knew this. That's why it was a rumor that they killed Nipsey Hussle because he was about to make a documentary about this. And you know, the government should be fucking me up. It be some shit I be like, what the fuck is going on?
I think that they took Nipsey out for something a lot more larger than
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What could be larger than that?
Well, everybody knew about, you know, Dr. Sebi already. You know, people already knew about Dr. Sebi.
I don't dig deep. I'm one of the people that just hear shit. I thought they killed him because
there was plenty of documentaries about, you know,
but
Dr.
it was
Sebi
really because starvation.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain I saw his kids go online and say that he just didn't eat because he thought that the jail was trying to poison him. So that's what I was told. But I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that's what I thought I saw. But that he died from starvation.
We're gonna go to the next question.
For sure, go for it.
What do you think about seeing so many kids now with autism?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, I think it's very unfortunate that parents aren't doing the research while they're pregnant. I think it's unfortunate because at the end of the day...
what are you researching while you're pregnant?
You're researching...
Like how to not get autism or something? I thought it was a genetic thing too.
So genetics is literally only 7 to 10% transferred. So the whole genetic thing is bullshit. When you're pregnant, you should be researching what type of foods to consume. You should be researching what type of vaccines, you know, what's in the vaccines. You know what I mean? You should be, you know, doing energy work when you're pregnant.
Back to energy. Everything goes back to energy.
Absolutely.
The food, the animal diet goes back to fucking energy.
Absolutely. I'm talking about, I'm singing to my babies. I'm grounding with my babies. My first 2 are vaccinated, but they were only vaccinated for like the first few. You know, they never went back. You know
one time you were in, I had an appointment for Skyla. You didn't even have a baby yet. And they were like, they came back in the room like, we have to give her a shot for this, for that. And this, like, if she went out the country or some shit like that. You were like, so she left, she was like, you're not giving her that. I'm like, why? Like, you know, I'm agreeing to give her everything they asked for. You like, no. Why the fuck do they need to give her a fucking shot if she never been out the country, LaDonna? I just looked at you, was like, she not getting that one. Because like that made sense, but it's like that made me start thinking about certain shots and shit. Like I don't do the flu shot, you know. One time they did it behind my back and I was so fucking mad. That's the one time Terry took her to the appointment and I was just like, I should beat your ass. Yeah, but other than that, I don't really let her get all the shots.
You know what though? So I'm big on like not vaccinating my kids, but also I know somebody that, you know, didn't vaccinate their kid and they still got autism. So, you know, it's definitely and I mean, I don't know what she ate during pregnancy or anything like that, but I mean, there's more science behind it. But with the increase of vaccinations is definitely a link to it.
So vaccination, what you eating, energy, all that.
Yeah, I mean, when you're pregnant, like, it's certain things that you can't consume. And when you have these cravings, you know, for certain things, I know your ass was eating clay or something like that when you was pregnant.
I used to eat, not clay, bitch.
Baking soda. She used to eat
cornstarch.
Okay, something
I used to love motherfucking cornstarch. I used to tear that shit up. Man, it got so bad that I had to hide it from my ex. Oh. So I just stopped eating that shit probably like maybe 4 years ago. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, wow. I got Nana eating that shit. Nana eats the fuck out of cornstarch. Kyla started loving cornstarch.
Like just raw?
Yeah.
Why? What would it taste like? Like there's no flavor whatsoever.
I don't know. It's a weird taste. Like I said, I don't eat it now, but I used to fiend for that shit. Like Terry used to have a box for me waiting when I got out of work.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Nuh-uh. See?
I love the corn. I love the cornstarch.
That's what I'm saying. And when you pregnant, you don't be thinking about stuff like that. I know. You know, you don't think about.
You know what's crazy? I kept telling my niece that, and she like, boom, she was born, da-da-da. But I'm like, nigga, well, she still gotta grow up. We don't know what the fuck gonna happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is real. Like, I really wanted her to breastfeed. I be wanting that shit, but I feel like people don't have the mental for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's, definitely to me, that's lazy. You know, not to be, to be rude, fuck that. That's lazy to me. Fuck that. I'm breastfeeding. Mm-hmm. Like, remember when Skylar was in the NICU and they like, oh, she has to stay until, her due date, the original due date. She was out in 2 motherfucking weeks. And I believe that's because I was breastfeeding.
Absolutely.
She wouldn't latch onto my little ugly ass nipple, but she definitely,
you was pumping.
I was pumping the fuck out of that.
You was pumping, making sure you got her as much as.
We got a couple more questions. Ooh.
It's possible. Go ahead.
We going over. Look at us vibing out, Jerm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Raven used to be a server, y'all. You still serve sometimes?
I don't, but I would love to jump back into it.
Girl, we gonna need you at Shelly's because that's one of them places that we just need our feelings all the time because everybody like to vacation and do shit. But she the one who got me on the serving. My first serving job was Olive Garden. Mm-hmm. And I just been serving everywhere. I didn't serve at Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden, Applebee's, everywhere you name it. You name it. I was there. Probably got fired. Probably didn't whoop the manager ass. I definitely always never played. But 95% of my coworkers loved me. 95. Oh, yeah. I would give myself
always that. Good vibes for sure.
So as a server, how do you feel about Black people?
Oh, like, I absolutely love them. I always get good tips from Black people. You
always get good tips from Black people? I
always get good tips from Black people. That shit is bullshit. The thing is, because people are so judgmental on Black people, they automatically assume that they're not going to get a tip. And because you assume that, you give them bad service. Or you don't give them the same service that you would give to somebody else.
Can I tell you something? I'm one of the motherfucking Black people that judge them half of the time.
Oh, yeah. See, that's
only because of Shelly.
You get good tips from me?
Yes.
Even though you judge them, you still feel like you get good tips?
Not no more. I stopped because of somebody did judge the fuck out of me. And I'm like, bitch, I'm a server. I would have hooked you up, ho. So I had to, that humbled me. But it's really the restaurant you work at. Because Shelly's, working at all the restaurants I worked at, I never see as many Black people like how I see at Shelly. Shelly's bringing the hood out on motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna see motherfuckers you ain't see since you was in 5th grade type shit.
Very diverse, yeah.
So Shelly's is different. And they be making me so fucking mad because who the fuck?
What
the fuck be wrong with y'all? It ain't that serious. What you mean? Hood people mentality fucking pisses me the fuck off. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't be... And then, like, if you gonna complain, just say, hey, tell what's wrong with it. You don't gotta keep going. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear that shit.
The thing is, though, because y'all immediately judge them...
I don't know more.
They have an attitude.
But Shelly's making me mad with them motherfuckers. They started.
Yeah, but
and I gotta show them who the fuck I am.
Okay, just think about it. If they get this type of treatment at every restaurant that they go to.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They ain't gonna have no sympathy for you just because it's Shelly's.
I always be me. Mm-hmm. I be trying to show. Sometimes I don't put a drink in. I hope Manny don't see this. To show some kind of love. Mm-hmm. It's just some ignorant ass people in this world.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, it's not that fucking deep. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I go on my rants, but I don't be just talking about Black people. When I do server rants where I be like, when I come to the table and I'm asking, are you ready to order? And you like, yeah. Then you go to the menu, you be like, what's good here? Like, bitch, you're not ready to order. You could have just asked me that when I first came to the table and gave you drinks. So it's like that type of shit irritates me as a server. Not just with Black. a simple customer thing.
Yeah.
My only thing with black people is calm the fuck down. That's at Shelly's, like I said. Because, like I said, I stopped doing that a long time ago. Where it's like I'm judging, because I got judged before. But I always show love. I'm always, hey, what's up, my girl? I'm not I'm a me, you know? But them Shelly's fucking customers, it just be like, what the fuck be wrong with y'all? And it's like, it's the hood people. It's the hood crowd. And every time I see them little hoes on Snapchat or anything else, like they be my niece friend, running out on their bill, like, you are a bum. I'll be getting serious, because even though I don't got to pay this shit, but it's like, you just pulled out a rack on social media. I look at shit like that through your social media. I judge you off social media. You gonna talk that shit like you a boss, and then you come and do bum ass shit and complain about bum ass shit and act stupid to shit. I ain't
never had nobody run off.
Work at Shelly's.
I ain't never had.
I had a to go. Well, that's not a black people thing. That could be everybody's thing. I'm talking about black people, how they just calm the fuck down. The hood. I'm telling you, it's the hood mentality from Shelly's. I gotta keep saying that.
I mean, but why do you have to reduce your personality just because you out to eat? I don't know. Like, if that's who they are, then that's who they are.
If that's who you
gotta
are,
know how to vibe with them. You know what I mean?
I'm learning that, though. That's something I have to learn. Like I said, I'm still learning. That should be hard. That's why I pray for patience, because I'm like, it's not that deep. And then half of the time, you've been coming here before I've been working here. Like, Shelly's is a family restaurant. The regulars they all family. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, everything. They have been going there since they were younger. They welcome me in their family, basically. That's the first restaurant I can actually say that. But it be some people that's regulars that be like, bro, Shelly ain't owning this bitch no more. Fuck is you talking about? Them Indians is greedy. Yes, the fucking cheese is $2.
Excuse me. That's funny.
Yes, like, I'm sorry. It ain't my fault. What the fuck? Why the fuck I gotta pay motherfucking $2? Then that's when the judge come out. Like, this is how my face be. And then when you get to talking to me crazy,
I don't
it's
make the prices, G.
I'm with that shit. Man, it was a dude that told me, this nigga, I don't know if he gonna ever watch my podcast. I just found out the nigga followed me on Snapchat, and I was just about to go on the rant. That's why I'm like, damn, I gotta stop accepting motherfuckers because they nicknames. I don't know who the fuck he is and shit. And he come in, Shelly, he been going there for a long time. He like, oh, I wanted a big cup for my orange juice. I'm like, oh, well, this is the cup for the orange juice. Man, what the fuck y'all got going on up in here? This is the cup for the orange juice. Man, who the owner at? Where he at? That's when
go get a manager.
No, we don't have. I'm the manager, damn near.
Oh, see, that's
so I'm not about to deal with you telling me all that shit.
I'ma just go get a manager. If
see,
it's
that's
too
at
much
the big
for me,
restaurants. That's where that comes. See, that shit at Shelly's is like, either you go. I'm quick with it now. I learned how to be with Shelly's customers, white, black, anything. Either you want your money back or you want your food remade. Which one is it? I'm not doing this arguing shit. And if it get too far, I don't even fight no more. I'm gonna call the police.
I hope so. Shit, we too old for that.
We too old, but it be some older bitches that's testing me, and I'm like, girl, I still will beat your ass though. Like, it be them customers that'll test you, like, oh, you kind of fucking with me.
Ooh, that's too bad.
The devil's a lie. But off that, if you had $1 million, how would you make it last through generational wealth?
I would invest it in life insurance, cryptocurrency, and real estate.
Damn.
Absolutely.
And
that's why I feel like they killed Nipsey, is because Nipsey was on to something. He was on to cryptocurrency. He was on to making his own, He was like the modern day Malcolm X. Man.
I didn't know how big Malcolm X was. They say he was meeting with leaders of that. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know that's what he was doing. Somebody's like, yeah, Malcolm X was bigger than what the fuck we... Nigga, it make Martin Luther King look like he was just, we're not gonna sleep on Martin Luther King, but Malcolm X was doing some shit for his people.
Man,
so look. Nipsey is on that level then.
Nipsey, I want to say that Nipsey was on I'm just speaking, but I think that the reason that it was more so to take him out is because he was gonna wake up the people on financial gains more than anything. Yeah, I think it was more of a financial gain that he was finna wake the people up on, but he was into cryptocurrency, and I recommend everybody to get into cryptocurrency.
What the fuck is cryptocurrency again?
So it's basically like digital assets. So XRP is like the biggest one right now. They just got approved through the banking system. So banks they will hold your cryptocurrency now.
That's what we need to put our business credit cards and shit on, Germ.
Oh, absolutely. I also invested in like an AI software where it's like the stock market, but it's an AI software. So definitely let me know if you're interested in investing, because that's where the real money is. It's like stock markets right now. So I held back because what had happened was when Trump got in office, that shit skyrocketed. I mean, I'm talking about it went through the roof, and the stocks is down. They are down right now, but cryptocurrency shot up. I mean, if you had $500 in cryptocurrency, you had $2,000 when he made it. Yeah, like
did you vote for Trump?
I don't vote. I've never voted a day in my life, and forget you if you don't like it. I really
Why
don't
don't
care.
you vote, Raven? You feel like it's some puppets or something?
Absolutely. And
That's
I would not
how I
participate.
feel.
I would not participate in that shit. Like, absolutely not. I do not vote. I never voted a day in my life. And I never will vote a day in my life. And I absolutely
They all
do
working
not
together.
care what anybody thinks about it. I did not vote for nobody. And I don't. And I won't ever. Like, I won't allow myself to be involved in the, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, come on now. We gotta be smarter than that. The thing is, the system ain't gonna help you. You gotta help your damn self.
Amen. So. Mama.
Yeah. But on another note though, like seriously, like my CMOS, the way that I make it though, like we literally only use a cast iron, you know, we only use wooden spoons, you know, because if you mix like stainless steel with honey, you know, it can take away some of the medicinal properties. So like we're very intentional about the way that we do things like at the office. Like I'm not making CMOS if I'm in a bad mood, you know, I'm not, we also soak our CMOS for 4 to 8 hours, and we soak it in vibrational hertz. So we're listening to 428 hertz or the CMOS is listening to 428 hertz.
The plant shit is real too, where people be like, I'm just filling out the mood with my plant and all that shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You talk to your plants, they're gonna grow.
Really? I never had a plant. I'm about to get one. I'm like,
yep.
I need something different. That's crazy. I gotta tell Lolo to eat different. You one of the people that be like Grand Rising. What is the difference between that and a good morning? I be seeing hood people putting. I'm like, why the fuck is you putting that?
Oh my. So the thing is, back in the day, after like during slavery, they would, you know, whether they're raping your wife or they're taking your child, or you know, in your mourning the death of you know, the death of your husband or the death of whatever, you know, they would say, how was your mourning? So even though it's spelled differently, words are so powerful that we learn to transform our thought process on it and to just switch it up with our words. Because even though we say, well, it's spelled differently, it don't matter. The brain doesn't recognize that. The brain doesn't recognize that. And we think, yeah, it does. No, it doesn't though. You know what I mean? And there's so many things that the brain don't recognize, and we don't understand, you know, psychology enough to even, you know, put the depth on it. So I don't say grand rising. I say supreme rise. I say, you know, beautiful rise. I use something different because grand rising, everybody uses that. So, you know, I got to switch it up a little bit.
People using it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my theme is beautiful beings, beautiful beings.
So. Oh, you do be saying that.
Yes, beautiful beings.
So now that you're saying energy and what you soak in and shit is important, what kind of music do you listen to?
Ooh, I listen to like high vibrational music, but I also listen to that other stuff. Like, you know what? I had
Like you listen to Glorilla?
Yeah, that's my I love her. Okay, don't get it twisted. Yeah, you know, you gotta I'm all about balance, baby. So I'm not the type of person that sit here and make it seem like I'm perfect and I'm 100% into like all kumbaya. Yeah, absolutely not.
You have been real this whole time about.
I am very authentic.
Who you are,
okay.
Period.
And you know what? I had wanted to know. You know what's the highest frequency?
What?
Well, just take a wild guess. What you think the highest frequency is?
I don't even know.
See, I would have thought it was love.
Oh. What is it then?
I would have thought it was love. So I was always trying to be this lovey person and friendly to everybody. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's being authentic.
Yeah.
It's being authentic.
Yes. That's how you
So that's why I came back to, who I am. I don't bite my tongue for nobody. I don't, you know what I mean?
You have never did that though.
Well, I did eventually. When I grew up a little bit, I did start to bite my tongue. And, I held back on certain things. And I just don't do that no more. Yeah, I speak my piece when I have to.
I like that. Well,
Absolutely.
y'all, this is the last question.
Go for it.
I feel like I didn't win. Question. Tell me what you think about me.
I dream my own
And I buy my own rings. Jeremy, like, I'm ready to go. He is a husband now.
Hey,
a great husband. And he's expecting his first child. He like, damn, you always bringing me up. I always brag about Jeremy. He is my family.
Yay! I had a Lotus birth, so let me know if you have any questions about. I got 4
What
of
the fuck
them.
is a Lotus birth?
And a Lotus birth is when you keep the placenta attached. The umbilical cord in the placenta is attached to your baby until it naturally falls off.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah.
You make me want to have another baby. Just to experiment.
I do not recommend it. 0 stars. I do not recommend it.
You had natural babies then.
Okay, not 0 stars. Let me get this. Shout out to the King kids. Okay, I love my babies. I'm just saying, you only got one, so yeah, I do recommend it because you need a boy.
Yeah, I do.
For sure. You need a boy.
But Skylar, my dog, I love. She is going to be on like my 4th episode. It's just going to be me and her. She ready for it. She acts just like me. Just cornier though. She's so fucking funny, man. Like the other day when she asked me, "Do you want that, Mom?" And I'm like, "Girl, you shut your lame ass up." She only heard me argue with somebody saying that, and I'm like, they really mirror the fuck out of us. Like, so I'm trying to transform for my baby. We got some shit we gonna pop out for her. But
that'd be so cool. I love her.
What was my last question for you? I forgot. Oh, the last one, how I'm gonna end it. What advice would you give young girls out there? That's something I asked Miss Shara. What would you like to give some young girls for advice?
I would like to say, and this is like more so for just people in general.
Period. We can take that.
Yeah. I feel like depression is at like an all-time high right now. And remember I was telling you, like, I was really excited about coming on, and then today I just had an off day.
Yeah.
I just had an off day. I was, yelling at my kids this morning before they went to school, and I felt bad. I didn't know what to wear. School. I try not to. I'm not gonna say, I try not to because I don't want to send them off like that. You know. But I feel like so many people are depressed these days. So many people have anxiety. So many people are, antisocial and don't even know how to like hold a conversation, you know? I think it's very important for people to understand how important it is for you to sit in your feelings and allow them to flow so you can know how to react and release them. You know what I mean? Like, if you breaking down and you crying and you going through it or whatever, the first thing we want to do is smoke and drink. Yeah. And say, fuck it. You know what I mean? And if you're smoking, you're not allowing your body to witness those emotions, so.
Damn.
When I stopped smoking.
This is good.
No, for real though. So like when I did still smoke, you know what I mean? If I was having a bad day and I was sad or something like that, I would not smoke that day. I just wouldn't smoke because I need my body to feel these emotions so I can know how I can handle them. You know what I mean? Or when it happens again, how do I handle them?
How do you handle it though?
So you got to let them flow. Yeah. You can't be like,
Let me go get a bottle.
A tough bitch and think that cry that shit out. Let that out. Release it. You know what I mean?
For men and women.
Men and women, like especially men. Like, and then another thing, women need to put more emphasis on respect for men. Yeah. So
very true.
We act as if they're not humans, like they don't have feelings. You know what I mean? And men want to be wined and dined just like women want to. You know what I mean? We got to figure out what other ways. Don't overplay your part for the wrong person. Yeah. Overplay that motherfucking part, though. if he's that right person.
Yeah.
Overplay it. You know what I mean? Because they deserve it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If they're deserving of it, definitely overplay.
How do you know if a man is
Deserving
Yeah.
of it? See, that's something only you gonna know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
You
only
and God,
you know
you gotta
what you
pray
go
about
through
it.
with that man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if that man is honest with you, you know what I mean? He's taking care of your heart mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what's most important. Is he taking care of me spiritually? Is he, you know, watching over
That's
me? Is
hit
he
different when you say spiritually. I
seriously
swear.
though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does he pray for me? You know what I mean? Does he have my best interests at heart? You know, so, and is he somebody that I can see myself growing with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, my biggest thing though is really to allow yourself to feel. You know, we don't know how to feel anymore.
Especially
You know,
black people.
people in general. I mean, you can watch people dead. You know what I mean? Like we showing people dying every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't give no family respect on,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If he dead, he ain't even in the ground yet. And you could see his, you know, video of him and his daughter dead. You know what I mean? Like, what type of shit is that? You know, we have no emphasis, no human decency no more.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't have no human decency. And it's just, that's the scary part. And the reason why we don't have human decency is because we don't allow ourselves to feel.
Yeah.
Everybody's so tough. You know what I mean? Everybody want to fight. Everybody want to, you know what I mean? Show they, you know, rah. Nah, you can't fight every battle. You know, you got to pick and choose. And that's what I be trying to tell.
That's real smack right
my
there.
Kids, you know, yeah, like you can't, you know, and my kids listen to meditation music every night before they go to bed. And they've been doing this for 7 years.
Send me that.
7 years.
What kind of meditation music do your kids? That's dope.
We listen to 28 hertz or whatever, just, you know, any type of hertz, you know, it could be 999 hertz. I mean, whatever hertz you can find on the internet, that's what we, you know, on YouTube, we listen to. I'm talking about like clockwork. My babies tell me put meditation on. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Every night, 7 years strong. So my kid, Nazim, he just like me. You know, he gonna fight. You know?
So that's the one like you.
Oh, yes. But I had to tell him, though, like, you have to pick your battles wisely.
Yeah.
I just seen a girl said a kid brought a knife to school for her son.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, this shit getting crazy.
It's getting real. I said, baby, you better make sure you picking your battles wisely. You can't fight everybody.
Yeah,
you know
can't.
what I mean? You really can't.
These kids' mental is not there. You don't know
Absolutely
do not know what the next one is going through.
Mm-mm.
And that goes back to that judging stuff at Shelly's and shit. Some people going through some shit that I don't know about. So I really don't treat every customer bad. Mm-hmm. It's really how you treat me is a reflection. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come over there with the good vibes, so please don't piss me the fuck off playing with me.
But we can't be matching people musty ass energy either.
You're right. That's something I'm working on.
And people, a lot
but
of us
that's why
need to
I
work
only
on
serve, like, she asked me, do you want to get more hours and serve? I'm like, I can't. I don't have the patience. Mm-hmm. Like I used to deal with people when everybody's a Karen, no matter what color. It's a Karen in every color. I don't care what anybody's saying. I cannot deal with it. You think you're privileged right now over eggs. It's not that deep for me, baby.
Not over
so
eggs.
I only can do once a week for now. I pick up, but I can't do it all the time. Like,
I get it.
So yeah, but that was a great episode.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for my guest, y'all. That's so Raven.
It's the future I can see.
That's so Raven. So me. Yeah. You gotta say, yep, that's me.
Yep, that's not I. I'm actually Alamika. No, I'm just kidding.
Bitch,